Hi, welcome back to techandlearning.com. I'm Kevin Hogan, Content Director for Tech and Learning Magazine and techlearning.com. I'd like to introduce our next guest at our Tech and Learning Live event today. His name is Richard Culatta. He's the Director of Education Technology for the Department of Education and a special advisor to the Secretary, advising him on the latest and greatest in education and technology. Talk a little bit about the influence of the average teacher versus, say, the superintendent. Now, we're celebrating our 35th anniversary this year, and we've kind of watched this evolution of technology. And in years past, it seems like a lot of vendors were always kind of looking for that superintendent or that CIO when trying to convince them on the use of technology. We've been seeing now more of a groundswell from the bottom up. Can you talk to a little bit?
Yeah, so it's interesting. So there's this groundswell from the bottom up, right? And a lot of the products out there, their goal is like just get teachers adopted. The interesting thing though that we saw is when we have an event you're familiar with called Connected Educator Month that we do every year, right? And last year, one of the things that we were asking, we had a bunch of money that was going to start to go out to improve connectivity. Billions of dollars, $8 billion to help connect schools better. And as that was happening, we started asking teachers, what do you need in order to make sure that you are supported in using technology in effective ways? And they said over and over and over again, if you want us to be supported, if you want us to be effective, you have to get our leaders prepared and you have to get our leaders on board. And so that actually led to the creation of an initiative that we call Future Ready, pledge that we have a superintendent sign and a bunch of summits across the country. Because what we heard again, over and over again, is if you want teachers to be effective, you can't do it if you have a superintendent who's just going to delegate anything to do with technology off to their CTO, right? The vision for how to use technology has to live with the leadership, and yes, be a team with the CTO and teachers and other people. But so that's the piece. So yeah, there's great groundswell from teachers, but I think if we really want to be transformative, we have to have leaders involved.
How about the horizon for next year between now and Denver? What's on your plate?
Wow, lots going on. Couple things that are important things. One is we are releasing, actually we released in beta today, but we'll be accumulating stories over time, what we're calling our story machine. And it's at tech.ed.gov is the site. And what we found is that we went across the country as I've been looking at schools, there are some amazing things that are happening, but nobody knows about a lot of them, right? And there are some districts that don't have a PR person, they don't have, especially these smaller districts, and you literally, the district down the street doesn't even know what their neighbor is doing that may be incredibly innovative. And so part of what our role is going to be over the next few months, you'll see, is highlighting these districts. So we'd invite everybody who is working in a district, in a classroom, anywhere in the system that has really innovative practices going on, to go to tech.ed.gov and submit them. They're easy to submit. It's just a one-page example, but it's all based on a map. There's a map, and so you can say, show me districts within 50 miles of where I live that have one-to-one doing personalized learning. And so you'll really be able to get a flavor. So that's one thing. The other thing that I'd say, if I can throw one more of them on there, is we are starting an initiative on rapid cycle evaluation of apps, tools and apps. And what we do now is kind of crazy. When we evaluate apps, we say, oh, let's take this 2-year random controlled trial process, and it costs $500,000, and in 2 years we get some results. Well, there's two problems. One of the problems is that the cost of those studies are often double or triple the cost of building the app in the first place, which is a problem. The second is these apps are iterating, they're changing so quickly, as they should, that in 2 years when you get the results, it's the results of a totally different product. It doesn't even matter anymore. If you found it worked or didn't, it's totally changed. So we're looking at how can we do rapid cycles, so a couple months, but actually showing learning effectiveness. So not just, am I rating it 1 to 5 because I like the color, or because my buddy built it and I'm going to give him a 5-star, but actually having, showing learning effectiveness, but in a much shorter time. So those are the two previews of coming attractions that I'll give.
Is that it?
Well, I can keep going. Can I give one more?
Absolutely,
one more. This is a really important one. So in addition to the stories, we had a lot of leaders that said it would be helpful if we knew what the leadership competencies were of really effective leaders leading the transition to digital learning. And so we worked with a research organization to come up with a matrix, a list of research-based competencies that leaders should have if they're going to lead digital learning. And we right now are sending a film crew around the country to capture those competencies. So they're not going to be long stories, they're going to be quick, like what does it look like when the leadership team does this thing?
Right.
And we will have those will be coming online in September along with our National Ed Tech Plan.
Oh, that's exciting as well.
Yeah,
That's exciting as well.
Good stuff coming.
We'll be soaking a lot of that up as soon as you get it out.
Yes.
So Richard, thanks very much
So
for
good to
stopping
talk
by.
to you.
Yeah, this
Thanks
was
for
fun.
doing this.
Thanks again.
Take care.